There is a reason people say that truth is stranger than fiction. Between impressive inventions and natural oddities, the world can be a pretty incredible place. Just when you think you are too jaded and you know it all, people and things can surprise you in delightful ways. From world's longest pizza to watermelon piano, we will show you 20 curious things in the world. 20. Cats' tongues are covered in spines. Have you ever been licked by a cat? If so, you'll know the feeling. Tongue feels more like sandpaper than satin. A cat's tongue is covered in hundreds of sharp, scoop-shaped spines made of keratin that spring into action during grooming. Until now, we haven't really known why their tongues are so rough. But new research published today in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences shows they play a role in helping a cat keep cool. 19. Cows can't bite people. Cows cannot bite if considered biting traditionally. They do not have any front teeth on their upper jawline, but a dental pad, so cows can't dig their teeth inside humans or other animals' flesh. So if you put your hand inside their mouth, they can nibble you, which may feel like they are biting, but in reality it isn't. However, do not risk yourself by putting your fingers or hand too far in a cow's mouth, as they can really bite you with their molars. 18. Blue whales' tongues can weigh as much as elephants. Blue whales, which are the largest animals known to have lived on the earth, have tongues that can weigh as much as an elephant, at about 2,700 kilograms. The blue whale itself can weigh up to 1,080,000 kilograms. The blue whale weighs the equivalent of 25 adult elephants. It measures over 30 meters long and often weighs more than 130 tons. Its 4-ton tongue actually weighs as much as a female elephant. 17. Golf ball. At the beginning, the first golf balls were made of wood. As early as the 1400s in Scotland, golf was played using balls made from hardwood like beech. These balls were not perfectly round, so you can imagine the amount of curve produced in the Scottish winds. On a side note, the modern tee was not invented until the late 1800s, so these wooden balls would be set on top of a small mound or sand or dirt. Quite often, each tee box had a container of wet sand that the player could use to mold a small hill to place their ball upon. 16. World's longest pizza. The effort to make the world's longest pizza has succeeded, Guinness World Record reports. It took 11 hours and 250 brightly uniformed pizza chefs working in shifts of 100, and the result is a 1.15-mile pizza, which outstrips its predecessor by 1/16 of a mile, stretched along the beautiful Naples coast. Cooking the Neapolitan-style pizza took 5 motorized wood-burning stoves, which filled their way down the length of the pizza foot by foot. Once the record was confirmed, visitors took complimentary slices and surplus pizza was donated to those in need. 15. Watermelon piano. Have you ever thought that a slice of melon can be used as an instrument to make music? If you are shaking your head in disbelief, this video by a musician may surprise you. This video opens to a poolside scene. It shows the musician sitting in front of a keyboard made of watermelon and muskmelon slices with wires attached. The music setup is complete with a drum kept near his foot. The clip shows him tapping the slices to play music. In the caption, he shared that he's using Playtronica to create the music. It's a device which can turn any surface interactive so people can play music on it, according to the company's official website. McDonald's for bees? McDonald's recently announced that it has opened the smallest McDonald's restaurant ever, and it's pretty incredible. What makes it even more incredible is that it was specifically made for bees. The tiny McDonald's was given the name of McHive. The woodworker who built the fully functional beehive said that it has room for thousands of important guests. McDonald's commissioned the project to pay homage to its restaurants in Sweden that have beehives on their rooftops. This initiative to help save bees started locally but is quickly growing. More franchises around the country are joining the cause and have also started replacing the grass around their restaurants with flowers and plants that are important for the well-being of wild bees, which will hopefully help bees from dying. 13. World Record Pumpkin. A farmer from Italy grew a monster pumpkin that weighs heavier than a Nissan Micra car. This huge vegetable weighing 1,226 kilograms broke all the world records, or about the same as 17.5 adult men. This huge-sized pumpkin was grown by Stefano Cotrupi, a farmer from the commune of Rada in Chianti, Tuscany. According to a report on the official website of Guinness World Records, he has been growing giant pumpkins since 2008. 12. Three-day tennis match. The Einar Mahut match at the 2010 Wimbledon Championships is notable as the longest tennis match in history. It was a first-round men's singles match in which the American 23rd seed John Isner played against French qualifier Nicolas Mahut. The match began at 6:13 p.m. on Tuesday, 22nd of June 2010 on Court 18 at Wimbledon. At 9:07 p.m. due to the fading daylight, play was suspended before the start of the fifth set. After resuming on Wednesday, 23rd June at 2:05 p.m., the record for longest match was broken at 5:45 p.m. Play continued until the final set was tied at 59 games all, at which point the daylight faded again, and so play was suspended once more at 9:09 p.m. Play resumed again at 3:40 p.m. on Thursday, 24th of June, and eventually Isner won the match at 4:47 p.m., the final set having lasted for 8 hours 11 minutes. 11. Alien coins. A set of ancient Egyptian coins could be proof that an alien race visited Earth thousands of years ago, say conspiracists. One coin found during a house renovation in Egypt seems to depict a spaceship hovering above the ground. Another seems to show the head of an extraterrestrial being with huge hollow eyes, a bald head, and thin cheeks. Now UFO hunters are claiming that they are pointing to the existence of alien life walking among us. MysteriousEarth.net says a group of people who worked on the renovation of a house in southern Egypt found a number of very rare coins. They call the coins unique because other coins have no images of a strange human figure. 10. Fan rotation. What is the correct ceiling fan direction for summer and winter? And is your ceiling fan on the proper seasonal rotation? It could save your energy dollars if it rotates in the proper direction, depending on whether it's winter or summer. Ceiling fans provide great air circulation, and you can optimize these benefits by ensuring blade rotation is correct for each season. In winter, the blades should turn clockwise to circulate warm air. In summer, the blades should turn counterclockwise to create a breeze effect by moving or circulating the air better during hot weather. 9. Stairway to Heaven. If you are an adrenaline junkie and an absolute daredevil, this dangerous climb in Gosekam mountain range in Upper Austria is just the excitement you need in your life. Also known as the Stairway to Heaven, this 140 feet long sky ladder stretches over 2,296 feet, George, and is the highlight of a fixed climbing tour of the Donnerkogel, one of the many and the highest summits in the Gosekam mountain range of Austria. This climb is certainly not for the faint of heart, so if you're afraid of heights, then you might want to sit this one out. 8. Shell-shaped shell station. Once upon a time, there were 8 shell-shaped gas stations in North Carolina, 7 in Winston-Salem, and 1 in nearby Kernersville. Built in the 1930s by Quality Oil, a local distributor of Shell oil, these Shell oil gas stations were meant to serve as hard-to-miss advertisements to entice customers to stop by. And boy, were they ever! I mean, wouldn't you choose to get your gas from a fun place like this over any old, boring, regular place? I sure would. Today, only one of those original 8 Shell stations is left standing. The final remaining Shell oil clamshell station stands on the corner of East Sprague Street and Peachtree Street in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. 7. 11-year-old accidentally invented ice pop. The next time you pop a popsicle in your mouth, think about this. You are enjoying the fruits of an 11-year-old entrepreneur's labor. Back in 1905, a San Francisco Bay Area kid by the name of Frank Epperson accidentally invented the summertime treat. He had mixed some sugary soda powder with water and left it out overnight. It was a cold night and the mixture froze. In the morning, Epperson devoured the icy concoction, licking it off the wooden stirrer. He declared an epsicle, a portmanteau of icicle and his name, and started selling the treat around his neighborhood. 6. Baking in space. The astronauts baked DoubleTree by Hilton chocolate chip cookies. The experiment was made possible through a partnership involving DoubleTree by Hilton, Zero G Kitchen, proprietors of the first space oven, and NanoRacks, a provider of commercial access to space. Following a November 2, 2019 launch from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia, the baking took place over several days. The average DoubleTree chocolate chip cookie bakes in a convection oven for 16 to 18 minutes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. On the International Space Station, the first cookie baked at 300 degrees for 25 minutes and was underbaked. The experiment found the 4th and 5th cookies baked at 300 degrees for 120 minutes and at 325 degrees for 130 minutes, respectively, were the most successful. 5. Popcorn Beach. Popcorn Beach, or Playa del Bajo de la Bor, as it's originally called, is one of the most interesting beaches in Fuerteventura. It's not your typical beach, as instead of rocks, pebbles, or sand, this beach is actually covered in popcorn. Well, not really, but the small white algae fossils that cover much of the coast look exactly like puffy popcorn. These marine algae are called rhododites, and although initially red in color, they turn white over time. The waves push them ashore, also giving them their unique shape. This natural phenomenon can be observed in other beaches too, but Popcorn Beach in Fuerteventura is one of the most impressive. 4. World's longest pedestrian bridge. The bridge comprises a steel main structure supported by 2 V-shaped concrete towers. It rises 175 meters above the valley, a popular site for outdoor activities like whitewater rafting and kayaking. A ticket to the bridge, 12 euros for adults and 10 euros for children, and over 65 also gets you access to the Passati Costa Paiva, a 8-kilometer-long network of wooden pathways that wind through the valley. The bridge will remain open throughout the year except on Christmas Day. 3. World's tallest swing. Thrill seekers, take note, the world's tallest swing has opened in China. Perched on top of a 700-meter cliff in Chongqing in the country's southwest, the 108-meter-tall rainbow swing flings people out over the edge at speeds of up to 130 kilometers per hour. Recognized by Guinness World Records as the tallest swim in the frame in the world, China's new attraction is not for the faint-hearted. The giant structure at the Yangyang Longang scenic spot features a 100-meter tall archway and an even taller launching tower. Those brave enough to try it are strapped into a safety harness before swinging out over the cliff's edge, where they can reach heights of up to 80 meters. 2. Reason for roller coaster. Have you ever looked closely at a roller coaster though? Did you realize it doesn't have an engine? Have you ever stopped to wonder how a roller coaster operates such high speeds without one? Let's take a look at the scientific principles and forces behind the thrills of the roller coaster. Since roller coasters don't have engines, they must be pulled by a motorized chain to the top of the first big hill. As the roller coaster rises higher and higher into the air, its potential energy keeps growing until it reaches its maximum potential energy at the crest of the hill. Potential energy is sometimes known as positional energy. Potential energy represents the amount of work and the roller coaster will be able to do with the energy it builds up from falling down to the other side of the hill. And why does it fall down that hill? It's the same reason you fall down when you trip, or why a ball hits the ground when you drop it. What are we talking about? Gravity, of course. 1. 3 black line on school bus. Along with giving the school bus its unique look, they also serve a very important purpose. Those black stripes are there to help protect the children in the event of a collision. They are known as rub rails, and they also stop a car that hits the side of the bus from harming the entire side of the vehicle. This was explained by a bus driver that calls himself Claw Boss. The rub rails are put in specific locations, including one that's installed lower to protect the bottom of the seats, and another that's higher to match the location on the top of the seats. If an accident should happen to take place and the windows could not be opened, then first responders would see clearly where to cut through the metal and access the area where the students are likely to be. They also know the extent of the possible injuries by seeing where the impact took place in comparison with the position of the rails. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more interesting videos. Have a nice day!